Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday. I am deciding to start this morning from my mom's beautiful garden because I just think I shouldn't be the only one that's allowed to enjoy this. So I'm going to wait for you all to come in. Happy Monday. Today, we're talking about how to manifest anything that you desire. And I'm really excited to share from my journal with all of you. So, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Happy Monday. Happy start of a new week from beautiful Jamaica, but really beautiful my mom's garden. So, while we're waiting for people to come in, I'm going to give you guys like a tour. Hang on. I'm going to get out of the picture so you guys can see that. Like, how gorgeous is this garden? I absolutely love being here. This is like my little oasis. Okay. So, hey, Jackie, Tiffany. Hi, Diane from Jamaica. All right. So, I'm going to go get set up where I'm going to stand this morning for this conversation. So, I'm here because it's a National Heroes Day in Jamaica, and we are celebrating my dad. He's being honored by the country for 50 years of contribution in business. And so I get to be here for the weekend to celebrate with him, which is really amazing. And I just thought, why not be in my mom's garden for this morning? So, first of all, can you all let me know that you're hearing me? Because I've got ear pods in to cancel all the beautiful island noise first thing in the morning, where the dogs are barking, the crickets are chirping, like the birds are awake, and all the things. So, can you just let me know that you guys are hearing me? If someone could just type in the, okay, great. Thanks, Tiffany. All right. So this morning we're going to talk about how to manifest anything that you desire. And step number one, I want you to think about right now before we get started, either A, what is something that you have a really strong desire to bring into existence? So this can be something that, it's just in this moment right now, is something that you have a strong desire to realize for yourself. It can be something that for some time has just been elusive, and it's like, gosh, Tasha, I've wanted this for so long and it's just not happening for me. Help. It can be something that just in this moment has dropped into your spirit. Like, if Tasha's going to teach me how to manifest, then this is the thing that I want to use this steps for. Whatever, however it comes to you, I just want you to identify right now one thing that you're going to use these 5 steps that I'm going to share with you to follow along with. In order to manifest and bring into your reality quickly. Now, over the last 2 weeks, I've been talking a lot about desire and your why. And a big part of manifesting is having those two pieces like solid. We've been talking about, you need to have, Napoleon Hill said it best, you need to have a burning desire for this thing that you want, which means you're always thinking about it. It's like I watched a video that I did 5 years ago, and my friend Rose and I were talking. She goes, it needs to give you acid reflux. It's like, it needs to keep you awake at night. You want it so bad. And here's the truth. When I look back at some of the greatest things that I've manifested in my own life, I had such a strong desire for it. And I know that you all can relate. And it's not like, like life is going to end if I don't have it. It's just, it's been placed in my spirit as something that I am meant to have an experience during this lifetime. And it's so crystal clear, it's meant for me, that it just lands with power within me. So, having a strong desire is step number one, which is not part of my 5 steps, but I'm assuming that you want this thing and you want it really, really strongly. So, side note, for my island people, look at my mom's breadfruit. That's going to be dinner, breakfast, something at some point. Anyway, come to Jamaica. That's my little that's my little tourist board. My little tourist board sentiment. Um, but yeah, you have to have a strong desire. And step number two, you have to have a strong why. And we talked last week about, is your fear stronger than your why? Because sometimes, we haven't necessarily identified a strong why. It's like, yeah, I have a burning desire, but I don't see things moving forward. And sometimes what I've realized is I haven't tapped into a really strong why. Like, no matter what, I'm having this kind of why. So strong burning desire and a really strong why for this thing that you want to manifest. Okay, so that is set aside. And now we're moving on to the 5 next things that you need to do. So I am going through the 30-day Science of Getting Rich program that I mentor and lead people through. And one of the things that I'm very proud to say is that I walk the talk. I practice what I preach. And so as everyone's going through this incredible body of work to remind us of how powerful we are and how to live what's called a certain way, I do it too. I go through the process myself for my own desires. And as I was doing it again recently, this is my journal. So there you go, you can see. And it's like I only started it just for these 30 days. So I got to one of the chapters, I think maybe chapter 8, thinking in a certain way. And I was like, Tasha, you need to be reminded of how simple manifesting is. And you need to remind yourself of the steps for this next big thing that you want to manifest. And so I know that probably for a lot of you, this is, oh my gosh, Tasha, I know this by heart. You probably do. But if I needed to be reminded, I think we could all use a little reminding of the steps. So step number 1, it says to form a clear statement expressing your desire. What does that mean? It says in the book, you can't send someone a message by sending them the letters of the alphabet. They won't know what you mean. Like, what is it that you're trying to say? What do you want? You know? And so you can't send, it calls it unformed longings, like, I just want to be rich. My desire is just to be wealthy. Like, my statement is, I am just a millionaire. That's not enough. Everybody wants that, it says. You have to form a clear, crystal clear statement that expressly says to the universe, this is what I desire. No, I'm not placing an order, just bring me a steak. I would like it medium rare. I would like it with a little extra pepper. I would like it charred. I want the grill marks on it. Like, make sure the chef knows exactly how you want that steak. That's the same thing with manifesting. You have to write out, step number 1, grab your journal and write out a clear statement of what it is that you desire. For me, I'm going to share a little tip with you about this statement. You want to keep it cohesive. You want to make it 1, 2, 3 sentences maximum. If you're going off into like writing pages and pages, which I have done, and I am 1,000% guilty of, you're getting lost in the details, right? So you're not going to order a steak, and I kind of like that example that I just came up with, and you're not going to sit there putting in the order and talking for 30 minutes about it. You're going to be crystal clear with 2 or 3 points about how you want it prepared, and the chef will know exactly what you desire, right? So it's the same thing here. When you're looking to manifest something, you want to write a clear statement. So everyone, I love it. Thank you, Pamela. Form a clear statement of what you desire, and you want to write it out. You want to write it in the past tense. And here's another little tweak that I'm going to give you that has worked really powerfully for me over the last few years. When I write this statement, I always write it as if I'm writing out a conversation with someone else. So let us say my desire is to manifest being married. I would write, I am now a happily married woman. And it was so great when Diane said to me, congrats, BFF, all of your dreams have come true. Look at you, you're married, like, period. See how that statement, it includes someone else affirming. In the Bible, it says where 2 or more are joined. There's a reason for these little clues, these little statements. They're powerful, and there's a reason for it. So maybe you've never done that before. I'm going to encourage you, when you write your statement, you want to write it as almost like a little conversation with someone else affirming that this thing that you desire has manifested, right? So I am so grateful. And you write that the person and has someone else that loves you, cares for you, would be so happy for you if this thing manifested, is with you saying, wow, affirming in spoken word that this thing manifested. Okay, so step number 1, I want you to think about what it is that you have a strong desire. I want you to identify who is the person going to be that's going to have this conversation with you. And you want to have it be in the past tense, right? So step number one, everybody type, please, so I know that you got it. Everyone type, form a clear statement. Or you could just type, put in my order. Like, be specific and put in my order. Put in my order. Have a clear statement. I'm looking at all the comments because I want to make sure that you guys have it. Is I want to, form a clear statement. Thank you, Sheila. Form a clear statement. You want to put in your order with crystal clear specifics, and you want to write it as done. You want to write it in the past tense. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Carletta. I love it. Yeah, put in your order, Katie. That's right. Put in my order there. I don't want the universe confused about what I'm asking for here. I want to be crystal clear. And remember that little tweak. If you can do it as a little conversation, no more than 2 or 3 sentences with someone else affirming that this has happened with you, that's even more powerful. Step number 2 is that you now want to form a mental image of this manifestation. So you want to form a vision of this desire of yours manifested. Imagine that what you just wrote has manifested. What is a scene? What is something that you can visualize? That the only way that you can be watching this movie of your life is that what you desired manifested. So step number 2 is form a clear vision. I'm going to do a whole other talk and teaching around how to visualize properly. But for right now, I just want you to know, and here's the tweak with the visualizing. When you close your eyes to visualize, you don't want to close your eyes. And this is something that you have to work at to achieve. You don't want to close your eyes and be seeing yourself in the scene. You don't want to close your eyes and it's as if you're watching the TV screen of your life and you're watching a movie with you in it. Here is what will happen when you do that. I'm laughing at myself because I just had a realization while I've been here in Jamaica that this actually happened. There's this beautiful property of land close to my parents that I have oozed. I mean, like, I have just desired to the nth degree. And I would walk past it and I would say, I want to build a house here and it's going to be called the Tree House, right? So I had a name for it. I had the whole thing and I saw this place being named the Tree House. So here's what I mean when I say, don't watch yourself in it, like put yourself in the scene. You want to be visualizing as if you're there looking at the other person and it's not you looking at yourself. It's you seeing the pieces of your manifestation, but you're in the scene. You're not watching yourself in the movie. That's a massive distinction. So anyway, sure enough, a few years goes by. I come back to Jamaica. I go for a walk by this property, and 2 houses down, the neighbors have renovated their home and they called it the Tree House. I about died laughing at myself. I was like, well, there you go. You weren't clear enough, right? I didn't put myself in the end scene. I just said, yeah, and I'm going to name this house the Tree House. I didn't do the little fine details that said, and it's mine, and I'm living there, and the tree house is mine, right? So I want you to be looking at all of these tweaks to manifesting that I'm teaching you this morning. So step number 1 is have a vision. Step number 2 is to form a clear vision. Think about it often. I literally want you all to type, think about it often. But here's the distinction. So yes, you're going to visualize, whether you do that in the morning or at nighttime. I highly recommend nighttime. And if Jackie Kilrain is watching, we've done a talk about why it's so powerful to visualize before you go to sleep. I'll just tell you this. I'm not the scientist that can talk about the beta and theta waves and all that. But what I can tell you is when you are calm, and your mind isn't processing a lot of information and you're about to fall asleep, it's like your subconscious mind is just like this soft little pillow waiting for you to lay your desires on it. So it can go to work while you're asleep and bringing it to you. So it's really powerful to do it at night. The thing is, when you're walking around during the day, I want you to always be thinking about your desires. It says think about them continually. But, like a little but, you want to watch that You have a healthy desire, like you really want it. It excites you to get it, but you're not bordering on attachment. And attachment is the death of manifesting. When you start finding that you're feeling sad and overwhelmed and wondering where it is all the time and just obsessed about it, which I have been with some of my desires and my manifestations, I know I've got too much attachment and I need to come back and just get into that easy, relaxed, like exciting enjoyment of this is my desire. I see myself as having it. I know it's already done. So start to look at your attachments, and how you can tell is when you have just too much overwhelming energy around it, right? Heavy energy around your desire. That is definitely going to interfere with the process. And so you want to watch for that. Okay. Step number 3, behind the vision, you must have a strong purpose, a strong why. So every time now when I write out my clear statement, at the bottom of it, I write my why. I really want to make that conscious association. I didn't used to do this before, but I really want to make a conscious association because the text tells you how to make this work. And it says you need a strong why. You need a purpose for having this. If not, you're just a mere daydreamer. So have a strong why for bringing it into tangible expression. And like I said, the tip there is make sure after you've written out your clear statement, you want to write out right beneath it your purpose and your why for having it. Step number 4, have unwavering and invincible faith. Here is where I see, like it says in the Science of Getting Rich, people get into like the shipwreck of manifesting because they'll do step number 1 through 3 very well. They'll write a clear statement, they'll have a vision, they'll know why they want it, and then their faith, unwavering and invincible faith, will be like a 2 out of 10. And that is where you're going to get yourself in trouble with manifesting, because what makes manifesting work is that the moment you wrote it, and you put the period at the end of your statement, it is done. It is created. It is on its way to you. And you have to have 1,000% faith that that is true. So for me, when people go, well, what do I need to do and all this, I'm like, it is done. You wrote it. It's done. It's on its way to you. Now, there's some stuff you can do through your limitations that are going to maybe slow down the process, but it's on its way to you. Like, you literally can't mess this up if you try really hard, but you can slow it down. And so one of the ways that you can speed it up is to have invincible faith, unwavering faith. And I love this passage from the Bible that was also in the Science of Getting Rich around this. It says, whatsoever ye ask for when ye pray, believe that he received it, and he shall have them, said Jesus. Whatsoever you ask for when you prayed, and by writing out your statement and visualizing it, think of that as praying. You have said a prayer. You've made a request to God, universe, source, whatever you believe in, right? The moment you pray it, the moment you wrote it down, believe that it's done. You have it. You've received it, and it will be yours. Those are the instructions. That's what's in the manual about how this works. All right. The last step, number 5. I want to make sure that you guys all have that. So number 4 is invincible faith. So you want to ask yourself, how is my faith around this thing that I've said I want to manifest? How is my faith? That's a legitimate question today. If you have all the steps in place and you know everything that I'm teaching you, but you're not yet manifesting what it is that you desire, check in on your faith. Could that be the thing that needs a little tuning up? We'll have a conversation around that too another time. So step number 5, and this is the most important one, be thankful. And here is how I wrote it in my journal. Tasha, be thankful for it all the time, as I expect to be when I have it. Remember, step number 4 says it's done. You have invincible faith, unwavering faith. It's done. It's yours. You're receiving it. It's on its way. It's done. So then step number 5, I can start being grateful right now. If that's really true, and I really believe that 1,000%, then when I get it, I'm going to be so happy and grateful. I can start that right now. I can feel into the gratitude that I'm going to have when it's physically here. And here's the thing about gratitude. When you start expressing gratitude as if you have it now, Oh my gosh. Between faith and gratitude, you want to talk about speeding up manifesting? That's it right there. That may be the other thing that you can be tapping into is how is my gratitude meter for the thing that I'm asking for? Not the things that I have, because I know you're all doing great with being grateful for what you have. But how about being grateful for the things that you're looking to manifest as if you already have it? How is that going for you all? So there are my 5 things. Form a clear statement, have a vision, have a strong why, make sure you have unwavering faith, and be grateful right now for the thing as if you've already gotten it. That's it for today. Happy Monday. Go ahead, grab your journals, do your thing, think about the thing that has the strongest desire for you right now and go through those 5 steps. Write out a faith statement, write out a gratitude statement, write out a really strong why, describe your scene, take some journaling time. I'm finishing early today, so you have a couple extra minutes to do that. I love you all. Go have a great Monday. Bye, everyone from Jamaica. Oh, and in case you didn't see it, now I'm going to walk around and show you my mom's garden. I'm going to go back. Hang on a second. Because I started with this at the start. And we've got tents up and all that stuff because I think I told you we're celebrating my dad today. He's being honored by the country, which is amazing. But look at my mom's orchids. And there's just beautiful flowers everywhere. If you've ever wondered why I love coming to Jamaica so much, coming home, now you know. It's beautiful here. I love you all. Bye-bye.